This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, students. In last class, we discussed transport of carriers, in semiconductor materials. That already we completed drift current. There are two ways of, or there are two mechanisms. One way is drift mechanism, and second way is diffusion mechanism. Right? In last class, we discussed drift mechanism. Right? Basically, drift is due to the electric field. By applying a voltage, electric field is created, or there may be charge carriers move from one end to another end in a silicon bar, right? And today also we discuss in continuation with the drift, right? We discuss basic equations and how to find a resistance of a silicon material, right? And also based on drift, we given a small exercise problem in last class. Only 3 people answered this one. Remaining people are not, they are still in sleeping mode only. Okay, why they are in sleeping mode, we don't know, right? And coming to the solution for the previous problem is, and the problem, wait, I am observing. Okay. Here the problem here it is how should the carrier densities be chosen so that the electron drift current is twice the whole drift current. Okay, and the solution is the concentration of our carrier densities, electron carrier density is equal to 0.8432 into Ni. Similarly, hole densities is equal to 1.18 into Ni. Right. Today also we discuss in continuation to the drift how to find the resistance of a material. Right. Okay. Uh, okay. This is the drift in semiconductor. We applied a voltage V, and electric field is created in this direction, and this arrows indicates the hole moment, not electron moment, hole moment. Okay. Within this silicon material, the moment of charge carrier is random, and they assume that they travel with a constant velocity and reach at another end. This is the hole moment. Similarly, electron moment opposite to the hole moment, and conventional current direction is same as hole current direction. And then how to find, here we know the only voltage and electric field, and we know the velocity of a charge carrier. Then how to find the current. For that, we consider some cross-sectional area. We consider here. Okay, this is silicon bar, width, height, length of a silicon bar, and within this cross-sectional area, the movement of charge carriers V meters per second, and we have calculated the moment of charge per 1 second. T is equal to T1. This one figure A. phi is equal to t is equal to t1 plus 1 second. This is figure here. Okay, how much of charge is traveled within a 1 second? Okay, here the geometrical figures are, this is the W, width of the material, length of the material, height of the material, right? Now coming to the how to find a resistance offered by a silicon material. We know that voltage V is equal to I into R. That means how we can find I once you know the voltage V and R, where R is equal to resistance is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity of the material. Okay, in other words, resistance is equal to rho L by A. Rho is equal to resistivity of the material and length of the material by cross-sectional area. Here small v is equal to velocity, capital V is equal to voltage, L is equal to length, E is equal to electric field. Now we know that velocity is directly proportional to the electric field. Now observe here, left side velocity, right side is the electric field. Okay, to maintain equal units, okay, we included some proportional constant. V is equal to mu n into E, where mu n is the mobility of electrons or mobility of holes, simply mobility of charge carriers, and mobility of electrons is 1350 centimeter square by volt second, and whereas holes 480 centimeter square by volt second. Okay, now again relation between electric field, voltage and length, E is equal to V by L. Okay, now by using this one we can find out the current travel or current resultant within a 1 second is equal, that depends upon V into W into H into N into Q, where this is the width, this is the height, velocity, where N is equal to number of electrons or electron densities here, concentration of electrons number, and Q is equal to charge carriers. Now in that replace small v with mu n into capital V, remaining as it is. Then I is equal to 1. Again replace E with V by L, well known. Now observe, this is also okay. Now observe here, this is the current. I is equal to mu n into V by L, W H N Q. Now compare it with the I is equal to V by R. Okay, here in this expression also there is a V. Remaining entire thing act as a R. Now resistance of the material is equal to, resistance R is equal to L by mu n W H N into Q. Right, this can be rearranged into another way. W into H is equal to area. Then R is equal to 1 by mu n into N into Q into L by A. Now this is compared with R is equal to rho into L by A. Okay, from that you can easily, what is rho? Rho is equal to 1 by mu n into N into Q. Okay, this is for only, suppose it is electron, resistivity of the electron. Now here total resistivity of the material, the conduction due to holes as well as electrons. Now that is equal to 1 by mu n into N into Q plus mu p into N into Q. Right? So mu p into P into Q. Now we know the total current density. Current density already in last class we derived. Current density due to holes as well as due to electrons. That is equal to Q into P into mu P plus N into mu N into. Then that is equal to, and J is equal to, current density is equal to rho E. Then conductivity is equal to here. Here and conductivity is equal to Q into P into mu P plus N into mu N. And the relation between conductivity and resistivity is equal to 1 by rho. Right? Like that, there are few problems based on resistivity and conductivity, and find the resistance of the material also, right? And in that drift current due to electrons as well as holes. So remember the drift current and observe here. Okay, and finally, okay, this one. Total drift current in the circuit Q is equal to mu n into n plus mu p into p into, right? That is the total drift current, and the relation between drift current and okay, okay, the relation between J and E electric field is equal to J is equal to epsilon naught into E. J is equal to epsilon naught into, this is also Ohm's law, one form of Ohm's law. Then epsilon is equal to conductivity. Conductivity is equal to Q into P into mu P plus N into mu N, conductivity. Then the resistivity is equal to 1 by rho, that is equal to 1 by Q into P into mu P plus N into mu N, right? Like that. Once you know these equations, we can easily solve the problems related to the current density, drift current density, drift current due to electrons as well as holes. Now today class we discuss another important current flow mechanism in semiconductor device, that is diffusion current, right? Okay, diffusion current. Observe here. In addition to drift, another mechanism can lead to current flow. Suppose, okay, this is a simple small experiment. Suppose a drop of ink falls into a glass of water. Okay, what happened here? Suppose a drop of ink, okay, falls into a glass of water, introducing a high local concentration of ink molecules. The drop begins to diffuse. That is, the ink molecules tend to flow from a region of high concentration to region of low concentration. Okay, this one is important. What happens after dropping the ink into a glass of water? High concentration ink molecules flow from high concentration into low concentration. That means ink molecules tend to flow from high region of concentration to a region of low concentration. This mechanism is called the diffusion mechanism. In other words, diffusion also, okay, consider here diffusion. Carrier diffusion occurs when the density of charge carriers in a piece of semiconductor is not uniform. So this one. What is here? In a piece of semiconductor, the density of charge carriers is not uniform. For instance, if the some mechanism, the concentration of say holes is made higher in one part of piece of silicon than another. Let us assume that suppose the charge carriers are holes. Holes is made higher in one part of piece of silicon than another part of silicon. Then holes will diffuse from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Such a diffusion process is like that observed in one drop of a few ink drops in a water filled tank, right? Because this is also one way of definition of diffusion current. Now let us consider this one. This is a piece of silicon bar. We are trying to inject holes. Okay, by using some mechanism, we try to inject holes here. What happens means at this level, the concentration of holes is very, very high. Okay, as x increases, x is the width, as this length, suppose length increases, what happens slowly, the holes are slowly reduced, the concentration of holes slowly reduced. Why? Because why like this happens, maybe that may be recombined with electrons, so that the concentration of holes here it is high, slowly it will reduce, exponentially decreases. Now the resultant current is due to the hole diffusion. This is the direction of hole diffusion, and hole current also same, both are in same direction. Now coming to the electrons, suppose electron concentration I at x is equal to 0. As x increases, slowly decreases due to recombination. Now here what is here is electron diffusion in this direction. What is electron current? Electron current is the opposite direction. Remember this one. Whereas here whole direction, whole diffusion and whole current is same direction. Whereas in electron diffusion and electron current are in opposite direction. Okay. Now, okay. Now this is the procedure. Injected some carriers. This is a semiconductor material. The flow is non-uniform concentration. We are observing that non-uniform concentration. Concentration at this point is very, very high. As x increases, slowly concentration decreases due to recombinations. Right? Now, what about the current? What about the current? Here, what happened here? Charge carriers are moving from high concentration to low concentration. Okay. Due to this, what happened means current resulted. Then the resultant current, how to calculate the resultant current? By using diffusion mechanism. Okay. Here the resultant current I is directly proportional to the dN by dx, where N denotes the carrier concentration at a given point along with the x-axis. We call dN by dx is the concentration gradient with respect to x. Okay, assuming current flow only in the x direction. Okay, if each carrier has a charge equal to q in a semiconductor as a cross-sectional area, then we can utilize I current directly proportional to area into q into dN by dx, concentration gradient. Then I is equal to, why? Because here observe here left hand side is the current, right hand side is not current units. So to make current equal current units, I is equal to AQ into diffusion constant dN. Diffusion constant dN by dx, where dN is the proportionality factor and is also called diffusion constant. And for intrinsic semiconductor, remember this values. dN is equal to 34 centimeters square by second. This is for electrons, and volts 12 centimeters square by second. This is for holes. Now, already in drift current, we measured in terms of density, current density. What is current density? J is equal to I by A. So now Jn is equal to I by A, that is equal to Q into dN by dx. Similarly, gradient in hole concentration is equal to Jp is equal to minus Q into dP by dx. Right. Then why here it is negative here? Observe here negative sign. Why it will here negative sign means here as x increases, observe here the slope is negative slope. As x increases, the concentration, hole concentration decreases. Okay, and hole current as well as hole diffusion are in same direction. That's why negative. What about for electrons? For electrons here, this is also negative. But what about electron current? Electron current is opposite. That's why negative sign is cancelled. So that the total diffusion current is equal to sum of these two. Diffusion current due to electrons, diffusion current due to holes. So q into dn into dn by dx minus q into dp by dx. So negative sign only for ohms. Now the total diffusion current is equal to, take common q, dn into dn by dx minus dp into dp by dx. Okay, like that you can find the total diffusion current. And again here one more relationship here. Okay, in drift current we are using some mobility constant, whereas in diffusion current we are using diffusion constant. There is one famous relationship between diffusion and mobility, that is equal to d by mu is equal to kt by q. So this relation is called the Einstein relation, where k is equal to Boltzmann constant and T is equal to temperature in Kelvin and q is equal to charge of electron. Now in right hand side all are constant, k constant. Suppose T at room temperature at 300 Kelvin, and the resultant value is d by mu is equal to 26 millivolt at 300 Kelvin. Okay, this one very important here, the relationship between the diffusion constant and mobility. So that is equal to d by mu is equal to 26 millivolts at 300 Kelvin. Okay, now coming to the summary. So far we discussed drift current and diffusion current. Drift current due to electric field, by applying a voltage, electric field is created. There is a random motion takes place inside the silicon bar, and finally it will reach one side into another side. So the current density due to electrons is equal to q into n into mu n into v, and current density due to volts is equal to q into p into mu p into v. Coming to the diffusion current, here the diffusion current, okay, without applying any voltage, or we are not created any electric field, there may be charge carrier move from high concentration to low concentration. That concept is called the diffusion concept. Now that is directly proportional to the rate of change of concentration with respect to x. Now due to Jn, diffusion current due to electrons, q into dn into dn by dx, whereas volts Jp is equal to minus q into dp by dx. Right? So this is about current mechanisms in drift current as well as diffusion current. Suppose the current due to electrons, that is due to drift and diffusion, sum of these two, q into n mu n into e plus q into dn plus dn by dx. Or for holes, current due to holes, total current due to drift current as well as diffusion current, q into p plus q into p into mu p into e minus q dp into dp by dx. Right? This is about diffusion current and as well as drift current. And there is a one small problem, drift. Okay, here what is the problem here is given a uniform piece of n-type silicon that is 1 micrometer long, senses a voltage of 1 volt, determine the velocity of the electrons. Right? Okay. The given data L. What is L? L is equal to 1 micrometer. L is equal to 1 micrometer length. Length of a silicon bar is 1 micrometer. What is applied voltage? Applied voltage is 1 volt. Determine the velocity of electrons. What is velocity of electrons? Velocity of electron V is equal to mu into electric field. Okay, first we have to calculate the electric field. Okay, now we know that the relation between E, V and L. Electric field is equal to V by L, where L is the length. Now from that, what is V? V is equal to 1 volt. Length is equal to 1 micrometer. Okay, 1 micrometer 10 power minus 6. Okay, in terms of express in terms of centimeters, so that what happens means 10,000 volt per centimeter. Okay, so the electric field inside this silicon material, whenever we apply only 1 volt, the electric field is equal to 10,000 volt per centimeter, and hence the velocity. What is the velocity? Velocity is equal to mu n into E. Then that is equal to 1.35. Already you know mu n value. Mu n is equal to 1350 centimeters square by volt second. So then we can multiply with 10 power 10,000. Then the resultant one is velocity. What is the velocity? Velocity is equal to 1.37 into 10 power 7 centimeters per second. Okay. So that velocity of charge carriers is 1.35 into 10 power 7 centimeter per second. Once you know the velocity, already we know the length. Okay, you can easily calculate the time. Okay, in other words, electron take how much time to travel within a 1 micrometer length. Okay, how much time means what is the relation between velocity, length and time? T is equal to, okay, T is equal to length by velocity. So time is equal to, what is length? Length is equal to 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer by velocity. Then that is equal to 7.4 picoseconds. So how much time required to cross 1 micrometer length for electron or volts? That is equal to, this is for electron, because mobility is electron, 7.4 picoseconds is required. Very, very small amount of time. Okay, within a very less span, that 7.4 picoseconds, the electron cross 1 micrometer length. Okay, like that you can solve the problems also. Okay, here in this problem, we can easily find velocity. Once you know the velocity, we can easily find the time. Time to take electron to cross 1 micrometer length or given length of a silicon bar. This is about transport of carriers, right? In last class, we try to cover into PN junction or otherwise energy band diagrams of semiconductor material. And one more important point here it is, okay, observe here, diffusion hole or diffusion electron. What happened here? Hole travel from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, similarly electron also travel from high concentration. What is another end? What after next? Right? Okay, here important observation, right? Okay, at this point, the reader is probably wondering where the diffusion current in the silicon bar in figure goes, right? Observe here. At this point, the reader is probably wondering where the diffusion current in the silicon bar in figure goes. So a good question, as we are not showing in how the right side end of the bar is connected to the rest of the circuit. So we will address this and related questions in detail in our discussion of PN junction in later section. That means we are not connected in right side. Okay. When we considered PN junction, p-type material and n-type material, then we discuss in detail about diffusion current as well as drift current, right? Okay, this is about today class, and thank you for listening, and thank you. Okay, now you may please leave the class. Thank you.